Hey guys, welcome back to episode 4 of MFT Survival. So I'm here guys, as you can see, a bit's been done. Since last time, I think I cleared out the area last time. Um, I lowered down the blocks like I said I would do, and it does look kind of cool. I've got my support blocks in so I know which quadrant and everything. I've got loads of heads. Thank you, I'll put the link to the page the map download where you can get all the heads. There's a map you can download, and you can. I had to pick block them and throw them into a shulker box, and then copied my shulker boxes in. So in my inventory, you can see them all there. So yeah. So yes, they're all there. There should be like 18, 20 of them or so, but there's only 17 there. Don't know where the rest have gone, but there's a few heads in here, miscellaneous ones what didn't get a place because they were ones I actually managed to get in myself. So anywhere they actually named like that are ones I actually got using command. Any of these here what just says play ahead is because in case you didn't know, if you hold control while you middle click, you'll get the exact same thing you click on. It makes it it forces it to use the value it gets. So like I can hold control, click on that chest. Look on that chest, it says plus MBT. If I destroy that chest, then I can put this chest in over here, and all things are there. There you go. So that's how I copy command blocks with data on them, basically. Right, so what am I doing now? I've got a nice sign there that says hub, so everyone knows that takes you back to the hub, which is very nice. What I want to do now is create little shops, almost, around the place. So I want to make like almost like a little head shop, maybe. And there'll be more markets well, there'll be more market stalls, I suggest, than anything. And the paths around, or the normal bricks, normal things will just be endstone bricks, because we'll be using grass paths around the place, similar to what I did around my house. So all the endstone bricks will go in around here. It stops you jumping over as well, them slabs. I'll put in a few here going across, so I can build in my stall. Because we'll all have our own ones in theory. I don't know what the currency is going to be yet. The currency might be a custom made item. Well, I say custom made item, it might be an item with an MBT value on it, if you will. Or I'll just make it like, I don't know, paper or something like that. And they better not make it paper actually, because people get a sugarcane farm going and they've got infinite. We might make it something like diamonds. Diamonds probably work actually, but we ain't got many at the moment, and nobody. The new players won't have diamonds, which is a bit thingy, because I want everyone to be able to use the shop. Whoops. So I won't be able to use diamonds. So I may need to find an item you can't farm. So an item you can't farm automatically, but is still could still be used as money and is rare. Like dried kelp could be money. I could easily change the texture of that using a texture pack. But again, you could easily automate that with a farm. Most things you can. Maps, I could, but basically it's just paper, redstone, iron. That's all map is, so no. Horse armor could be used. I could easily do that, but they don't stack, which is the only problem. I want something that stacks. Nothing in there, nothing in tools, nothing in food, brewing, anything in here. Right, phantom membrane. Aren't they really rare drop from phantoms? You guys will have to let me know. That might be a possibility we use. Because it's going to be a thing people can't exactly farm. Probably can, to be fair, so let's not. Anything in redstone? No. Tripwires? No, because they're just iron to craft. I could use... I know. I will use phantom membrane, not only because it stacks, and it looks kind of cool. There. Did they just get voided? Because I did just throw them out, didn't I? You see, I think we're getting voided because... Oh no, we're all there. Why are we all stacking there? You notice that, guys? How they're not thinking, they're just all stacking over here. In that one spot you throw them. Which is weird. I think there must be 1.13.2 doing that, but also is useful. Very useful indeed. So, what else am I going to be doing? Well, I don't actually 100% know. Because I obviously want a nice market stall, but to get a nice market stall in, and obviously money, I'm going to want it to be semi reasonable. Oh, I just thought on. What if instead of having actual market stalls, I use a bit of redstone skill with it, and I make it so reason named? Can I set an MBT value on them? I think you can, can't you? And it was like data, merge, entity, MC, one, and then like, can I do something? I guess I can't really, can I? And slash none. Tool unbound from current. Oh wow, that's the natural thing you can. Right, I've got to remember that, guys. I'm going to send that to myself so I don't forget that command. I needed to do that on my city before. By the way, do I have power tools on this? No, I don't. Okay, cool. Slash. Be no, naturalize. Cool, I might do that for the entire house, but so I guess I can't set an MBT value to reuse, which makes it even more harder to get. You know what? I'll make them. I won't make them much. They might only be worth 10. I don't know what I'm gonna make them. The actual kind of thing. What you can say at the end, like $10, £10. Um. Might make it mine books or something. Do you think I was a bit copyrighted? 10 mine books. Oh. I'm just going to put the dollar sign in because most of the people play on, well, half and half playing America's kind of thing. So, might as well just make it $10 like that. The boop 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 boop. There you go, boom. Like £640, wasn't it? Effectively. I'm not going to try and figure out the exchange rate and blah de blah to do stuff. And mine, should I make it so you put it in the middle here and then things light up if you've got enough? Luckily with shulker boxes you can just destroy them and it remains thing. But I might have to clear out a big area underneath the entire thing. Luckily there's nothing underneath it, so I can go 1, 2, 3, block. And then how high should we make it? 3 blocks again, shouldn't we really? So let's see, we can go back to about, we don't need to go back far back actually. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was my second position, so that'd be first position, no, that'd be first position. Fine, I'll do all that. Slash set, set boom. Slash drain, boom. No, is it not slash drain? Yeah, it is. I didn't see it for some reason. Slash drain 20, boom. Really? Thank you. Right then, so this is the exact centre of the place here. So what I'll do is I'll do some, I might as well just put a block there and I put a big kind of star in the middle here so I remember this is the exact centre of the actual place. I shouldn't really need to come down there if anything then, but then what I can have here is going along. Obviously won't be brilliant as a payment thing because, yeah, but I could probably make like, cause you'd throw in an item, and then depending on how much you throw in, you might as well just make every item basically a thing of 10, so I can just throw in one. If you only throw in one, and it's worth 20, you only get one item instead of getting the 2 you might normally get. That'd work, wouldn't it? But how am I going to make a decent shop? I can use droppers. I will need droppers, redstone torches, repeaters and stuff. And that. And actual redstone dust. So there's everything I will need. Apart from, say, a button. And obviously a block to build off of. Which would be, in this case, maybe dark oak. And I'm only 13 minutes in. Nice. So what I'd do is maybe say boop boop like that. That'd be a nice place for a stall, and maybe boom boom boom. You know, better align it, and then boom 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 like that, and then maybe doop doop doom, and then doop 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 like that, and then doop 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 like that. They're nice little stalls, aren't they? And then what they'll be basically for the stalls is there'll be droppers along each one of these. Blocks here like them, which will represent what item you're going to get. And I better not use a dark oak but another, actually. I better use something like a birch one. And obviously don't forget you'll be able to walk up to it from like over here, wouldn't you? And then you'll be able to go, oh, you know what, I need some boop, and I need some boop, like that. And providing you've got enough kind of thing, it'll do it. I might do some command blocks, so that as soon as you put money in, the buttons appear, meaning you can't push it. but I don't know. Let's link up like two. Let's link up them back three there to start with. Which is right here, which means that back one's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. It's alright, should be able to just dig down here and find my way. Yep, there we go. Straight into the thing, and I'll dig down here as well. Then underneath where the buttons are, I'll place some dark oak wood. Just so I know that the buttons are there above that block. Which means I know that I can do boom, 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 boom. No, can't do that. I'd have to be one higher. Like that, which is fine, because then I can run the input in up one block like that. Perfect, and then that would be a case of I power this bottom bit here, and it pulses it, boom, which works perfectly. So that's actually perfect. I would have inverted it otherwise, so that is a case of me powering it to send an item. Makes it just a little bit easier, because then I don't have to figure anything out. I can literally just go, right, does it need to be, what item gets dispensed out? Just power it, done. I don't need to like invert it or anything and then got confused when it ain't working. So there's M3. I now need to hook up the button pressers going down. The best thing I can think of for doing that is probably maybe a piston pointing down. Actually, no, best not. What about doing an observer system? There we go. Like that. And then using an observer thing going down like that, an observer chain. If I hook that into there like that, and then do a few repeaters from that, and then run it back into there, can I get it so me pressing... No. I was hoping maybe it would work, but obviously that doesn't work. So I can do that, which does work. That will work. Which is fine, because that's perfect actually, because what I can do is I can do that, and I think if I do that, yeah, see how it does twice there, so I can do small little pulse extender, just in line there with it, which is completely possible to do, and then that block there to separate them two bits, and boom. I see how it don't, you see how it don't do it, because it's not actually powerful enough, it's not a long enough delay, makes sense actually. So all I need is a repeater there, 2 redstone dust, even though possibly best to do a block there actually and do that. Then that. Then a repeater there like that. Then all I need to do is just change this delay until it pulses that pulse extender. You see how there it keeps it on then, which is good. Which means you press the button once, and it will give you one item, which is what you want. What I also want to do is create a system so I can lock them, to make it so you can't get any more items out. Unfortunately, that's going to be a slightly more difficult, because I need to do that at least out like that, to make it so I can power that, and then if you powered it, you won't get an item. You will not be allowed to get an item out, which is what I want, basically. But I want a system, so if that's on, that'd be like that. So basically, if you powered that, then try powering that, you can't lock the system on. Might be able to, if you quit, well, if that's on, then that's on. You can lock the system. Because if you look, that's powering, oh, no, unpower it there. That pulse extender is powering, but eventually it unpowers everything. So yeah, even if I do that, I know, then I don't think you can actually. I don't think I even can break the system. Maybe I set that one to that. Yeah, see, all it does really is lock it. But it just means if that's already powered, so it's already, so somebody's just pressed the button. Basically that just means if somebody's already pushed the button, you can't send a signal to lock it. Obviously now you can. And what I'll do is I'll have a system coming off from each one like that. What runs probably under the ground almost. Down. And goes into load van gate and just tells me if any one of the systems has been pushed. Which I'll need anyway to take money out. And what I'm trying to do is keep it relatively compact. You see how that's two blocks off from that. Which means I couldn't have that redstone torch there. Means I'd need to do my redstone torch from here. Like that. Also means this is going to be slightly more difficult as well because I can't do it as easy as I wanted to. I'd have to do that, which means I'd have to bring that out to there and do. Yeah, no, that should be fine. That should be fine actually because I can put blocks on top of it here. And then that there like that. Only problem now is that if somebody was to pulse the system, then try sending it, it wouldn't work. But if that was on, then somebody would send it. Keep calling it send it, but if somebody was to send it, it will lock it on. Even if that was, well, it wouldn't matter actually, would it? I probably don't need that in. Do I need it? I'm trying to figure out if I actually need it. If it's actually going to prevent anything. It's going to prevent it being locked on, isn't it? But to be fair, I think about it wrong because that would be how it is. So that would lock it, meaning no one can thingy it. Even if that pulse extender goes on, it'll lock that, fine. That don't really need locking though, does it actually? Because it's only that line that needs locking. Regardless of the state of the system. Actually, no, yeah, no. That does need to go like that. Because then if the state of the system's high, it won't lock it. Then as soon as it goes low, it'll unlock it again, which is fine. Then there's them two lines which will run from each one, which is fine. I should really maybe think about actually doing this in a bit of a smarter way and making it so this trail here actually travels up and on top of this line, so it's just slightly raised, and then with that, then I still need to figure out a way I can lock this. I think I can just do that, can't I? That would work. And ooh, that may not be able to be where it is. Because of that being them, because of them two being pushed forward, them two ones at the side being pushed forward one, it means that that redstone dust would be next to this. Obviously I could do two repeaters out and push it back a bit more, but then it'd be redstone dust comparator which would be next to them, which wouldn't work. It means I'd need another repeater and another repeater. There, yeah, no, that would work there, like that. And to prove what to point out what I mean here, guys, I'll do this. Now to rebuild it. Because that goes there with the 3 bits there with, it'd have to be 2 repeaters, I guess, wouldn't it? Because that would normally get pushed into a block there. So in theory, I can just push it in. Just the same like that. And then there we go. And that would do the exact same as what it does up here. And to be fair, I probably could use observers and run stuff, but there you go. And then in theory, so that's only set to 2 ticks, I shouldn't need anything there. Oh, I do, sorry. My bad. There you go, yeah. And then that's just fine. Then what I'd do is I'd run a signal across here, going out from there into a redstone torch, into that, then into another redstone torch, so it's inverted from that state. So this now means basically if you was to push that button, that would turn on to say someone's pushed it, and then you could press that, and that would also turn it on, which is fine. But obviously, these lines will also be tied together, probably won't be, so when somebody's pressing it, you can't press it. Oh god, yeah. No, because then that's going to be... No, yeah, no, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I don't need raising it up at all. I'll just build in the locking mechanisms, and I'll measure a signal at the end, I think will be the best idea, and the smartest. So if I need to lock this one here, means I need to do something like that. And that there, guys, is actually the system built to lock them. Can't believe it was that easy to do. Because yeah, look, that'll lock it, and that'll also lock it. Just the same as how it would. And obviously I can do, and I can lock both of them at the same time if I want to, which is effectively what would happen. So that's 2 of them built already. I need the way it measures to see if the money's been put in. But that's fine. Also, where's going to be... I want somewhere close to where you put money in, an indicator. Maybe over here. We'll have an indicator light panel. Should go like 1, 2, 3. Like that, so it's like more centered like that, and then boo, 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 boo. Then let's see, go like that. Then what I'd do basically is I'd have redstone lamps across here, and this will show how many items have been put in. So maximum can be 5, and I'll probably put some like slabs and stuff across it, maybe some redstone torches on it, whatever, just make it look cool. I'll decide some good looking way of doing it, but then all it'll be is actually this is alright anyway, because each one will have that kind of bar going across it. Which is fine. Then each underneath it will have another one, turning off all those things. Then underneath that will have another one. Then it'd be like this. And I'm actually going to drop it down one more, so then the lights are off by default. And also, so I can dig it down here and put all the redstone I need to put in for the counting mechanism down here. Should be about enough space for the counting mechanism, I'd have thought. So it'd be the normal style counters, what you've probably seen me use before, which is basically 2 droppers pointing into each other, a comparator pointing out of it, and then all you do is you put non-stackable items in there to the amount you want. So I want to be able to put 5 ticks onto the screen effectively, so I need to put 5 non-stackable items, and I tend to use wooden swords. So then at least it's survival friendly, but it doesn't matter what item it is. It could be books, enchanted books obviously, because it needs to be a non-stackable item. And the reason for that, in case you didn't know, is if you look in there now, there's that many. If I then run a just piece of redstone dust out of that, you see how that's actually a strong signal as it is. That's like that, and then in theory, to know if it's working, if I push this button, right, see, that knocks it down just about actually, but and then what I can do is I can put that there, and then do that, which now is turning that off. But if I press that again, that switches. Then do this is where it gets a bit difficult actually, because I want to be able to make it so this doesn't interfere, because I normally probably should do, well, that would be that just fine, because then if I keep pressing it until there's no items left, boom, that turns off like that. Then you can add one by pressing that button. So added 1, I've added 2. Where's the signal for 2? 2 can be right over here as well, but that works for 2, which is good. Now 3. 3 can be right here. That's where I want to draw the signal for 3 from. But I don't know how I can do that effectively. Because I've got all the redstone here, and I don't want to put one there. Do I? Because have I got 3 in there now? Yes. Hang on, there's only 4 blips here. I need to dig one more out, don't I? Yes, no, that makes sense actually now. So actually, the entire thing I've just built needs pushing across by a few blocks. Just because, yeah, because I've built it slightly wrong. I only encountered for the 4 when there's actually 5. So I know I've pushed it back 1 extra block, but I've realised I needed the wiring space. There's a smaller and a compact way of doing it, but I'm not 100% sure what it is off the top of my head. So instead of Googling it and stuff on camera, I may change it off camera, but then what I can do is I can do 1, throw in 1 item, and I know 1 can just go like this, and just quite happily just run into maybe there like that. Like that, there you go, there's 1 on. 2 is even easier. 2 is, if I throw 2 items in there, it goes up to there, which is that, and boom, there's 2 done. I like to put the repeaters as soon as I can on many of them. So in theory, actually, I can put a repeater there as well. Right then, next one across is 3, which means I can do that and that. And then next one across is 4, which means I can do that. Finally 5. Have you guys noticed the pattern yet? Should just be boom boom. Yeah, because you can't. No, you can reach there when it's 5, can't you? Which means you should be able to reach to there, and then that. You don't seem to be. No, because that's not right then, is it? Because if I do that, if I take out 1 item, that's not going to turn off. Oh no, it does. Okay, cool. So it's done. It's just slightly easier to do when it's like this, just because. Well, it's slightly easier like that because of how I've staggered it already, so it's already going quite a distance for the signal strength to go. So I can press this button, and you see how it's counting down. Boom, 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 boom. Like that, perfect. Let's pick book a redstone lamp. So I can stick a few down here so I can see what's actually happening. Because I want down here to be accessible, at least in some respect. For you to be able to check stuff and change stuff. So what I'll do is I'll run a almost like a button panel across here just for me. Or whoever's down here. Which will be me, but yeah. So then I can put redstone lamps across here. Obviously we'll have to have blocks on the back because if you power a redstone lamp with a repeater like that, it'll power all three, which is not what I want. So it'd be like that, with that, with that, and that, and that, like this. There you go, and then I'll run these inputs over as well, but then when you push a button, boom, that lamp turns on to show you've got a 1. Right guys, I'm going to end it here for the episode, so thank you very much for watching guys. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, etc. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Also, check out my Discord link, it's in the description below. Feel free to join and say hi. Discord's very friendly. And yeah. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Shout out today goes to Sky and my friend Chris. Both people are absolutely amazing. You should know Sky already. She's a old member of the city. I think she's been on it for about 4 or 5 years altogether, which is a huge amount when you think about it. So yeah, shout out to her. And yeah, thank you very much for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye.